Hey, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb, and on this episode, we're going to do how do I prep for a 3-day fast coming up next. Hey guys, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb, and on this episode, we're going to do how do I prep for a 3-day fast. Now, some of you may be thinking, oh my goodness, a 3-day fast, I got some good tips for you. But before we dive in, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you click subscribe to see all things keto, all things intermittent fasting, all things weight loss. And make sure you sign up in the description link below for my weekly Wednesday weight loss email, my free keto diet meal plan, free encouraging weight loss tips just for you down in the description link below. So your question of the day is, what is your longest fasting time that you've done on your fasting journey? Put it in the comments below. Now let's dive into how do I prep for my 3-day fast or 3-day water fast. So first and foremost, I have lots of tips, but tip number 1 is this took some time to build to, right? Like I didn't just start fasting yesterday or intermittent fasting yesterday. I have been fasting for over 14 months to get to this point, right? Like I didn't just come out of the gate and say, oh, I'm going to do my best fasting time ever and do a 72-hour fast. No, I have been building slowly, brick by brick, to get to this point. And so I want to set expectations properly for viewers at home that I didn't just come out of the gate. Some people do. I've had an awesome several fasting clients who their backgrounds, I come from an eating disorder background, so this has taken me longer to do this, but I have had some fasting clients who come in, boom, 3 or 4 months later, one gal just did a 5-day fast. Like it's, you can set the own cadence and path for yourself, but that's first tip number 1 is this took me some time to build. 14 months actually is how long it took me to get to this point, from starting off never fasting to now doing fastings like it's my job. Tip number 2 of how to prep for a 3-day water fast or a 3-day fast is having a high fat, moderate protein, low carb meal prior to as my last meal before I start my 3-day fast. So I love the ketogenic diet. That has helped me lose a tremendous amount of weight. I've actually lost 83 pounds through fasting and through the keto diet. Here's my before and after picture. And so I have to stay full by having a high fat, moderate protein, low carb meal. If I have, say, a high fat meal or a high protein meal, it jacks with my fasting times, and I found my fasting times are not as long. I just wrapped up a 76-hour fast, my best fasting time ever. And it literally was because I had had a great keto meal prior to eating. Usually for me, that's having beef of some sort, like a steak, a New York strip, a ribeye, like a really fatty one, or an 80% beef hamburger. I like having fried egg on it with avocado, bacon, mayonnaise, like making sure it's a really, really high fat meal prior to starting my 3-day fast. So tip number 1 was it's taken me time to build this. Tip number 2 is a high fat ketogenic diet meal. Tip number 3 is have my stuff ready for me for my 3-day fast in advance. So a couple of things that I love as tools for my 3-day fast is my Pique Tea. I will put this in the description link below if you're interested in getting some. This is the intermittent fasting tea that Dr. Fung, the daddy of intermittent fasting, Dr. Jason Fung created with Pique Tea. They triple test it to make sure there's not mold in the tea, not metal toxins, and there are these little packets that you can use. Let me show you what one looks like. This is off my hibiscus, which is not for intermittent fasting. They have fasting teas and non-fasting teas. But these little packets you can put in hot or cold water. So it's travel friendly, right? Like that eliminates having travel issues. You just pop a packet in your backpack. And having the green tea does not stop autophagy during your intermittent fast. So for my water fast, I utilize green tea in addition to water. Oops, here's the cover, because it does not stop autophagy, right? This may cause, and I'll show you in this 3-part series, there's going to be 3 videos of how to prep for a fast, my actual 3-day fast, and then what I learned and what went wrong in my 3-day fast. I will talk to you a little bit more about green tea for it. Some people ask me about coffee. Coffee does stop autophagy. So I don't have it. I choose not to have it. And for my water fast, I just have water or green tea. The other thing I make sure I have prepped is I use a soda stream. I cannot recommend this enough from somebody who used to get 5 shipments a month from Amazon with Pellegrino and Perrier for sparkling water. I simply make my own in these awesome glass containers, and that's what the soda stream looks like. They did not pay me to say this. Like I'm obsessed. And I will put that in the description link below too. If you want to get a soda stream, you just simply reuse these bottles over and over and over. So I had prepped 6 bottles of sparkling water in my fridge to have for my 3-day fast. The other tool for tip number 3 is my Maldon sea salt. Having my sea salt ready. I had these packs, one in my car, one in my office, one in my kitchen, and one in my pocketbook, because I simply just pop this out and it helps with salt. And it doesn't stop your fast either. This does not break a fast. The flakes, the reason why I like Maldon, I'm gonna explode it on myself, is these flakes. They're from the UK, so all my UK homies out there, I like the flakes because, I don't know, it's just different. I've tried a bunch of different salts and this is so far my favorite. So if you're a salt company, send me some. But that's one of my tools, making sure I have all of these items together before I start my 3-day fast. Tip number 4 is my schedule. I make sure I'm intentional with my schedule for my 3-day fast. That I'm not having a super stressful work period. Although this past 3-day fast, I intentionally cleared my schedule to make it a little bit lighter, but it got very, very busy, which turned out to be a good thing. I want to propose to you for your 3-day fast of what works best fasting benefits for you and for fasting weight loss along this fasting journey is checking your schedule. For me, I love doing my longer fast, my 3-day fast during starting it on a Sunday night and looping it into the workday week. A lot of my clients don't because of their work and the way I work. My work is, I have 7 businesses, so my schedule is different than probably most people. But a lot of my intermittent fasting clients start their fast on like Thursday or Friday and then pull it into the weekend. So they do more weekend fasting times. The bottom line of what I'm trying to say is, number 4, look at your schedule. What works well for your schedule? If you're having a big proposal or a big project due or something that could be stress inducing, perhaps not doing a 3-day fast during that period. I knew I was going to be at puppy yoga. That's part of one of our businesses is we do fundraising through puppy yoga. That I wanted to be around the puppies. The puppies would keep me distracted while I was doing my 3-day fast. So check your schedule if it's going to be busy and what day you want to start on. But the other part to that is, when are you going to end? I screwed myself with ending time because I started at 1 p.m. on Sunday. And so I would end thinking that was a great time to end on Wednesday at 1 p.m. But I had a ton of business meetings and I couldn't eat. I didn't want to eat in front of clients because I knew I'd be like, eating all the food. So ending it that's why I went past the 72 hours and went to a 77-hour fast, was because I didn't plan it properly. So make sure with your schedule that when you're ending your fast, you're also looking at your calendar too, to make sure that that calendar date makes sense for you of when you ended. So I then bumped into the problem because we were doing a fasting challenge with my Royal Court weight loss group, which is down in the description link below, my group, $19 a month group coaching that we do together, that people were also ending at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. You don't want to end your fast that late at night because of the food in your tummy. It's going to be not good processing for you. You're not going to sleep well. It's going to be it's just not a good idea to end your fast that late. So proper planning is a part of it. So tip number 5 is, don't have sugar-free products 3 to 4 days prior to your 3-day fast. So for 3-day fasting, for me, and everybody's body's different, I do like to give that disclaimer, everybody's body's different, so let own self be true and do what's best for you, is your sugar-free products make me really hungry. So when I'm doing fasting, I have a noticeable difference of hunger pains with when I have sugar-free products. So I would encourage you to try and test your body and see what works, but not having sugar-free products 3 to 4 days prior to your 3-day fast to help with your benefits of not having that in your system and eliminate potential hunger issues, right? This for me it's a new lifestyle. It's a new journey. I want to stack the deck in my favor as many different ways as I can. And that's by eliminating sugar-free products. So that's my 5th tip for you. My question of the day for you is, what is your longest fasting time? I would love to know for your fasting weight loss journey, if you're fasting for health, and what's your longest time within doing fasting for your body. Put it in the comments below. Make sure you smash that like button. Click subscribe to see all things keto, all things intermittent fasting, and sign up for my free weekly Wednesday weight loss meal, my ketogenic diet meal plan, intermittent fasting meal plan, just for you. down in the description link below. Go check out part 2 in this series of how to, like, my day in the life of the 3-day fast, like what did I do during my 3-day fast? And then part 3 of this video series is what went well and what went wrong with my 3-day fast.